Hi friends, hello everyone. Many traders avoid trading with such a system, but at the same time it offers a great opportunity to open trades with low risks at both support and resistance levels. What am I talking about? Just watch this video until the end and you'll get all the answers. You will find out how much I've made using a trading system with just 2 indicators, and also I will show you how to set them up and how to safely and quickly withdraw your money from the pocket option platform. Let's get started. So friends, today we'll cover an unusual strategy with 2 indicators. Let's add them to the chart. Today I'll be using the Donchian channel. I will leave the default settings as they are, keeping it at 20 periods. And let's just change the color of the middle line to make it the same tone as the main color of the indicator. We will make it blue and bolder. This is important, you will see why later, okay? And now let's add another indicator, the Bollinger bands. We'll get a bit magical with this indicator settings. Here we find the Bollinger bands, alright, selected, and move the indicator settings window. We will change the number of periods for the moving average to 30 and set 3 deviations. And for this indicator, we will also change the color settings of the middle line. Let's make it yellow and also make it bolder. In this strategy, there will be moments when we analyze the chart's position relative to the middle lines, and it's important to quickly visually recognize where each is. So we have 2 indicators. The Donchian channels measure market volatility, okay? They have almost the same characteristics as the Bollinger bands. And Bollinger bands also define volatility and price dynamics. Like the Donchian channel, they contract when volatility is low and expand as it increases. And now let's determine the main signals of this pair on the chart history. For example, here's a good case. When the lower boundary of the Donchian is breached and the chart touches both the lower Bollinger band and the lower Donchian channel at the same time, it signals potential growth. In this instance, the touch didn't fully happen, but the chart was close to it. Let me just draw an arrow elsewhere for clarity. But in such moments, you can also trade upward, depending on the situation. And here is a very clear example. After touching the 2 lines, growth occurred, and it was possible to open an option for an increase. And conversely, a mirror situation. When the chart touches the upper boundaries of the channels, then we open trades for a decrease. For example, a suitable example is here on the chart. We see that after a rapid rise, the chart reached a point where all the boundaries and the candle intersected. And this was the right moment to trade for a decrease. After touching, the chart bounced down. Oh friends, my apologies, I drew the arrow incorrectly. To avoid confusion, let's fix it. Okay, now it's correct. But friends, it's easy to find such moments when the chart is already drawn, okay? When we need to make predictions for the future, it looks a bit more complicated. How to identify the entry point and calculate the expiry time in such a strategy, we will go through in real trades. So let's move to trading and look for an opportunity for the first trade. Why can't I make money in trading? I regularly get this question in the comments. The main reason for that is a misconception. There's a wrong belief that it is easy to get into trading. If you watched a few videos, set a couple indicators, pressed the button, but lost a deposit. Has this happened to you? If yes, I have good news for you. Yes, it's easy to lose money in trading, but it's always possible to get it back and earn even more. In my Telegram channel, I conduct deposit boosting marathons weekly. We start with just $100 and make it all the way up to $5,000. Many guys participated in my marathons and ended up in profit. They earn money, knowledge, and experience. You can check the reviews from previous participants of previous marathons also in my Telegram channel. Subscribe and read, and join us in a marathon every Monday to Friday. You will also have a guaranteed free bonus. I'll give you a link to register on Pocket Option, which will give you a 50% bonus to your first deposit. Alright? The link is in the video description. Subscribe and I'll see you there, friends. And now let's move on to trades to understand the trading system. I'm opening a trade for an increase, friends. Let's figure out why I did that. Look at the chart. So in the description of the strategy, I haven't yet revealed another important ingredient, the need to identify strong levels of resistance and support. For example, here we have a strong resistance level that the chart has overcome, and there is still room for growth to the point of potential chart reversal. And this, I remind you, is the point where the upper line of Bollinger, Donchian, and the chart intersect. And even if we look at the next nearest resistance level, which is at this mark, it is clear there is good potential for the price to rise to this level. Therefore, after breaking through the level, I open a trade for an increase, understanding that there is an opportunity for growth and strong volatility, which we can determine by the expanding channel lines. And such a decision brings me the first profit to my deposit. $11 came in, a good start, but let's look for where else we can multiply this amount several times. I'm opening an option for a decrease again. Let's, friends, look at the chart, and what we see now is the following. Here we have a resistance level, it is absolutely clear. And we can also say that the chart is entering a consolidation phase. Approximately here, the lower boundary of the sideways movement coincides with the Bollinger Band's middle line. But why do I think the level will not be broken and the price will not soar to the upper Bollinger line? It's simple. The Bollinger channel boundaries start to narrow, which means volatility is dropping. And with decreasing volatility, it's not very likely to talk about breaking through a strong level, alright? Therefore, I expect the price to now consolidate in this corridor and stay there for some time. Let's see how the trade ends. Super! The accurate forecast brings $20 to my deposit balance. We're doing well, so I suggest we look for a new entry point for a trade. And again, I see no reasons that will prevent opening an option predicting a decrease. Continuing to work with the euro and US dollar currency pair. Here the same trends persist, but a triangle pattern is forming if we draw a line through the lows of the last candles. This pattern is a harbinger of a possible breakout from the sideways movement. Not always, but quite often, the formation of a triangle ends with breaking through the level, in our case, upwards. This must also be closely monitored, and we basically see from the Bollinger middle line that there is, albeit weak, an upward trend. Therefore, playing too much in such situation is also not advisable, but I open a trade very close to the resistance level. I don't think this candle will go higher than it with decreasing volatility. And this seems to be enough, as it seems, for another profit to land in my account. It's now $37 and I'll keep an eye on this pair for a while. Maybe there is a chance to earn from breaking through the level. I decided not to open a trade on the level breakthrough. It seemed risky to me, but now there's a great opportunity for an option on a decrease. We see here the touching of the Bollinger and Donchian boundaries. Therefore, based on the signal I explained at the beginning, I trade for a decrease in the quotes rate. I think the price may drop to the Bollinger middle line, but even that is enough to earn from this trade. Earlier we traded the same asset where a triangle pattern was forming, but as you see, it did not complete and collapsed a bit earlier at this moment. A correction and a bounce from the level occurred due to weak player activity, after which there was growth. As we've discussed, the narrowing of the channel boundaries is a sign of low volatility. And here we see a narrow range of the corridor. Our signal worked with precision. This trade brings me 67 bucks. I would increase the initial deposit tenfold, okay? But this is not the limit. Just need to find the right moment to earn. And back to the euro and US dollar pair, but this time the Australian one. Let's see what we have here. So a strong resistance level is also obvious. It is also obvious that the Bollinger channel is narrowing. This means volatility is decreasing. So actually now I'll show a correction with a bounce from the level to this point. But further on, friends, I predict growth. Since we see that there is an upward trend in the market, which could well continue, but that will become clear later. For now, we're in the consolidation phase of the price, or sideways movement, if we're speaking simply, and here is its lower boundary. As you can see, in a strategy with these indicators, it is extremely important to be able to identify levels of support and resistance. Look for videos on this topic in my channel where I've detailed how they're formed. We've made the first 100 and a bit more, $127 in the bank. And we're continuing, don't switch off. Didn't have to wait long to open another trade for a decrease in the value of the same currency pair. Essentially, the reasons for this decision are the same. Just to remind you, here we have a resistance level. I actually opened the trade a bit below it, but only because after the previous red candle, where there was a drop, it was almost completely recouped. And the green candle that followed swallowed out this drop. I think in sideways movement after such fluctuations, another correction should occur after such sharp changes. And again, the premises for a decrease are there. We discussed them in the previous trade. It might not be the most obvious decision for beginners, and there are more risks in such a trade than usual. But having experience in market awareness, such trades can yield results. And in our case, $242. I'm investing this entire amount in the next trade. Let's find it. Opening a trade for a decrease now, friends. Let's look at the chart. And here, pay attention. Look at this moment. Right now, at this point, there wasn't a full touch of the chart to the Bollinger line and the Donchian channel. Therefore, I consider the growth of this candle as a correction and expect the price to continue falling after it. And to understand where it will decrease and where I see the target, we need to look at the chart on a larger scale, alright? Then it will become clearer. And immediately it's noticeable that there is a support level at this mark, roughly here, or even a bit lower. Let's redraw. This mark is where the level is, to be exactly precise, okay? And to it, as I expect, the price will drop after this correction. And from the level, we need to look for the next signals. Let's see. Yes, the forecast was accurate. $450, such profit from my analysis. We increase the investment size and observe this pair. Friends, many traders often compare these two indicators. Of course, each indicator has its advantages and disadvantages. Yeah? But as you can see, they can be used together in one trading system. The candle pulled back beautifully now. I see no reason to ignore such a gift. My forecast and goals haven't changed, and such a pullback provides an opportunity to confidently earn again. Let's observe. The combination of Bollinger lines and the Donchian channel allows us to track market volatility, and at the same time, this system shows dynamic areas of support and resistance. I set the deviation value for Bollinger lines to 3 because with such settings, the probability that the price won't exceed their limits approaches 100%. But you can experiment with the settings. Reducing this parameter will give more signals, but the number of false ones will also increase. And thus, the riskiness of the strategy will increase all in all. Yet we confidently close another trade with minimal risk. It brings me nearly $850. We've maximized the potential in this market situation. Let's find a new one. This time I'm trading for an increase. The previous deals were bearish. Time to mix up the trend. Look at the chart. We see that at this point there was a touch to the upper Bollinger line, okay? After which there was a correction at this moment. The price dropped slightly below the Bollinger middle line. Then again, growth to the upper line where one could open a trade for a decrease, and again, a correction to the Bollinger middle line. And now the chart is growing again, but the growth limit hasn't been reached yet, as it's still far from the channel boundary. And now the price is consolidating just below the Bollinger middle line. That means an upward trend is present, however, the growth is happening in stages, so I'm waiting for the chart to rise from the Bollinger middle line again, and I see the target at the upper boundary of this indicator. The trade is nearing its close. Yes, superb. A great result, $1,587 in the cash register. Okay, let's move on, friends. Here, I think it's possible to open a little trade for a decrease. Friends, let's look at the chart and understand the reason for the decision. Currently, there is a clear decrease in the exchange rate of the currency pair. No touching of the Bollinger lines whatsoever. There is room to fall. You just need to find the limit. Here, approximately, is the nearest significant support level where the trade might stop. So, I open a trade for a decrease, expecting that after the current correction, the price will drop, at least to this level. But, judging by the widening of the Bollinger and Donchian channel lines, the cost might go even lower as volatility is increasing. In such a case, the probability of breaking through the level increases. But in any of the scenarios, my forecast will bring me profit, so the trade for a decrease seemed quite logical in this trading system. Yes, a perfect forecast, but I like the result even more. Today, I made almost $2,500 with this trading system. I think it's time to end the trading session and withdraw the earned money to my personal account. So let's proceed with withdrawing funds. In Pocket option, it's implemented very simply. I use withdrawal to a crypto wallet, but you can also transfer money to a regular bank card. For crypto withdrawals, you just need to specify the amount and wallet number. You can choose different currencies, but USDT suits me just fine. And it's easier to track since it's one-to-one with the dollar. If I need to convert it to Bitcoin, for example, I do it later on my own. The withdrawal request is being processed. A corresponding line appeared in the transfer history, indicating that I want to withdraw $2,400. We see the remainder on the trading balance. I'll see the money in my wallet in 20 minutes, and while the application is in processing status, there is an opportunity to cancel it if you've entered the wallet details incorrectly. But I won't be doing that. When the withdrawal is completed, the application status will change to executed, as it was in previous transactions. I will come back here in a few minutes and show everything clearly. As you can see, friends, the status of the transaction has changed. The money has already arrived in my wallet and the transaction record indicates that it was executed. 20 minutes and I can manage the earned money anywhere in the world. It's super convenient, so I especially recommend this method. Okay, so that's all, and let's summarize. This might not be the simplest strategy for beginners, but with proper analysis, it really allows you to earn. Today, I made almost $2,500 with it. You'll agree? That's quite good. And if you complement it with MACD or an oscillator, it will also help find the right entry points. Write me in the comments. If you're interested, I'll add another indicator to this system and make a video on it. Alright? Anyway, please like this video if you enjoyed watching this, subscribe, comment down below, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my new reviews. For now, I say goodbye. Bye bye, friends.